Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome from the universe. I am the Eye of Ra, Ebony LaShawn Mitchell, the El, the chief god of the sun god, Oshun. Better yet, segment. And on today's episode, we will be talking about destroying the Black Widow. It's already being done. It's already done. But I just got concrete evidence of it being done. Um, the main thing is that we want to destroy that energy in the universe. There's a specific fallen daughter that I really do think is the first Jezebel spirit, because that's the only motherfucker that could be bold enough to come against the creator, to come against me, to be slick enough to trick me, or she thought she was. But let's be clear about a few things before I go to the video that confirmed it. I'm just going to go to my Instagram page and hold on, where we at? How we doing it? Yes, going to my Instagram page and let's just see. Clear about some things. Motherfucker steady disrespecting me in my motherfucking face. And we ain't with the shit. We ain't with the shits. We ain't with the motherfucking shits. So be prepared for some motherfucking shit. You Galactic Federation bitches. Off with y'all motherfucking heads. I'm burning up this goddamn work. It's too motherfucking late. By the time I call for the fucking Galactic Federation, bitch, it's too late. I'm the motherfucking creator. And can't a bitch nigga check me about it. Y'all played with the wrong motherfucking one. Period. Y'all just disgust me. Just not even worth like my menstrual rags. Like I would like just get away from me. Get the fuck as far away the fuck away from me, this universe, as you possibly motherfucking can. But guess what? You can't, cause bitch, I own the land and see the abyss. All of it belongs to me. There ain't no way you can hide, run. Nothing that you can do. You should have left me alone. Y'all just. I'm just saying. And come on. What Papa Leg would say?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. When your face is on and this mask off, you know, like they say, it's mask on. You see it now, boy. You see it. That's what it look like. When it's on. It's on. I'm not. It's on.
Oh, and it is on. Straight like that. Straight like motherfucking that. Hold on. 1 second. Now we're going to go to the confirmation. It is a lady who will explain who she is and what she does in a dream that she had. And she will also talk about the declaration to destroy the Jezebel spirit in in spirit and in flesh. This is what we got going. This what we got to do. We got to, because they got us. Just say, oh no, I got the wrong YouTube, y'all. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm coming. You know it's gonna take long when you're trying to do something. It's gonna take long when you're trying to do something. Oh, oh, oh. 1 second. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. History. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me just say this right quick. Let me say this to y'all right quick.
Let me tell you something to all you bitches who don't have an identity and who is upset about mine. Find yourself, bitch.
Period.
Let me I had last night. It was a wild one, y'all.
Start it over.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. Now, this is in regards to a dream that I had last night. It was a wild one, y'all. First of all, if you find this message resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like and subscribe. I want to be able to get these messages out to more of the chosen so that we can step in together to shift the energy and to awaken. So this message, let me tell y'all about this dream, first of all. It's pretty lengthy, though. So I was in a home of one of my family members. I do not consider this person family in 3D, but I was in her home, my children. We were visiting there. And her house was pretty big, maybe 2 stories, just based on being inside of the house. It was 2 stories high, right? So 2 floors. And so the room that I was sleeping in, there was a balcony right next to my bed. So I opened up the window and I looked out and I saw a little spark, like a little flame, a little fire. But it was a small spark. And so I told her about it. And she was like, oh, okay, the wind will probably blow it off. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay. So I ended up looking back out there. This was a while later. And it was ice this time, but the ice was on fire. So I told her about it. She blew it off again. So I ended up falling asleep. And I woke up and I was like, you know what? I need to start packing up my things because this fire might get out of control and she doesn't seem too concerned about it. So I said, you know what? Actually, let me go let her know so that maybe she can call 911 or something. She blew it off again. So I said, I got to get out of here. I left out of the house. Well, I didn't leave out of the house. I actually ended up getting on an elevator. Don't ask me how an elevator ended up in a 2-story house, but I ended up getting on an elevator and it took me up to the 8th floor. And there were a lot of prisoners standing there in the elevator. They was wearing green, all men. And I mean, they looked wild, y'all. So I was like, shoot, I ain't getting on that elevator because they might see me as some fresh meat. So I waited. I took the stairs this time and I ended up on the 10th floor. And I was about to get on a different elevator. It was a bunch of prisoners again, but they was wearing all orange. So I realized these were different, obviously it was different prisons inside of her home. It's crazy. And so I needed to get on this elevator though. So I peeked in and I saw a correctional officer in there. So I was like, well, maybe it's safe for me to get on here because there's someone, here. So I got on and I was telling the officer, like, it's a fire. And he was like, oh, on the balcony? I was like, yeah, but he blew it off. So I ended up, he said, go downstairs and tell them on the 1st floor. I went downstairs, took the elevator downstairs, got off, and it was a lot of rich people. They was having some sort of party. I don't know. It was some sort of get together. Everybody was eating, just different hors d'oeuvres or whatnot. And so I asked them, it was a woman sitting at the table, and I was like, there's a fire on the balcony. And she was like, oh, yeah, on the balcony. I saw it. So I was like, okay, so everybody knows about this fire, but nobody is concerned. So I got up. I was like, you know what? Let me go back to my children. As I was getting ready to walk back to the elevators, 2 women walked up to me. Okay, you could tell that they was, rich or whatnot. But they walked up to me and they were trying to stop me. And I knew intuitively that they wanted to do like some sort of spell work because that's what I saw them doing to someone else as I was walking up. But I told them, I was like, no, I'm good. They backed up and left me alone. So I ended up back in this house and I told my children, I was like, I got to start getting y'all ready. So I started packing up my bags and I didn't really have anything. I had all of my spiritual stuff there, though. I had my books. I had like my crystals, my cards. I had a lot of things there that was more so spiritual, but I didn't have like any clothes to pack up. So I ended up going upstairs to the family member, and I told her, like, you need to call 911. This is, I feel like this fire is getting ready to get out of control. So I asked her, I said, do you want me to take anything that's of value to you? Do you want me to grab any photos? Because you got to get out of here too. She was like, no, I'm good. So I said, okay, are you going to call 911? Because I couldn't find my cell phone at this point. So she picks up her phone, which was a landline, okay? And she calls 911. So I'm listening, I'm standing there. She gets on the phone and starts having a regular conversation, like nothing is happening. So I'm in the background. I'm like, are you going to tell them that there's a fire here? She just kept talking, just drowned me out and kept talking. So I said, you know what? Okay. I ran downstairs. I saw my children standing in the living area, and the outlet, it was a big hole in the outlet, and there was flames coming through the outlet. So at that point, I knew the fire had made its way into the home. So I took all my children, pushed them all outside, and then I went to go grab my bag that I had packed, and I woke up. As soon as I woke up, it was like 3-something in the morning that I woke up, and I heard Black Widow. So I was like, Black Widow. So, when you first wake up out of sleep, you don't want to lose memory of your dreams. So I had to, pull it all back in so I could remember it. And then I looked up Black Widow. Now, about a year ago, I was given a message about the Black Widow that surrounds the chosen seed. Every chosen seed has a Black Widow in their lineage somewhere, whether it's your blood or they don't have to be your blood. They can be an in-law. They can be a so-called friend, co-worker. There's always a Black Widow around, right? Which is someone who is poisonous, someone who is toxic, someone who comes in to stop you. I looked up Black Widow and I was like, okay, what are y'all showing me? What is it that you need me to see? And I saw that the Black Widow, obviously, I already knew that sometimes she has a tendency to kill the male spider that ends up mating with her. I knew this. I said, okay, I already know that. She gives birth to at least 1,000 spiders, right? I already knew that. But what I did not know is that the Black Widow, underneath her belly, there is a red symbol that looks like an hourglass. So you might as well say it's a red hourglass that's on the belly of the Black Widow. And I was like, wow, the hourglass means the time is up. That's what was being revealed to me. Time is up. And so going back to my dream, I feel like what it's saying is, first of all, if you're a chosen seed, you have a Black Widow somewhere amongst you. Every chosen seed has a Black Widow somewhere around them. And this Black Widow is usually somebody who is, in the 3D that they're just kind of wicked. You see them. You might not be able to put your finger on it. Some of you know directly that this person is wicked. The Black Widow gives birth to, they give birth to at least 1,000 other spirits, not physically giving birth, but spiritually, they are connected to giving birth to all of your enemies. You might as well say all of your enemies, okay? Because in my dream, remember, I'm in this woman's house, and being there in her home, it looks like it's just 2 floors. But I end up going to the 8th floor, so that tells you that there was a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th floor. Then I also ended up on the 10th floor, and there's prisons inside of her home. There's rich people on the 1st floor having parties and doing spell work and all types of crazy stuff. And they were attempting to use that energy against me, which lets me know that that person or that spirit, the spirit that person carries, is directly connected to all the enemies that I have had in my life. And the same goes for you all. Whoever that Black Widow is in your life, spiritually, she gave birth to all of your enemies. Okay? I hope this is making sense for y'all. Only a few of y'all will understand what I'm saying, but this message is not for everyone anyway. Spiritually, she gave birth to all of your enemies. But the house catching on fire is like she knew that there was no need for her to even attempt to escape because her time was up. And in my in the dream, I'm thinking, why doesn't she want to leave? Why isn't there a sense of urgency for her to get out of this place? I think she wanted to trip me up into thinking, okay, it's cool, don't worry about it. And that would have put me in a lax state, because remember, I fell asleep, okay? And I ignored it for a short period of time until I felt like my intuition was kicking in, like, no, something ain't right about this, until finally the fire began to come into the home. And that's when I said, okay, I'm out of here. But all of those other people that I ran into that seemed like they could care less, they were also in this house, okay? On a different dimension, though, is what I'm picking up. Because, again, physically in the home, when I was there, you wouldn't be able to tell that there were other places in there, like prisons and crap like that. So I feel like on other dimensions, connected to this woman's home was her offspring, the wicked seeds that she's given birth to on a spiritual level, who would also represent my direct enemies, because I didn't recognize any of these people. But it also represents on a larger scale, because remember, we are microcosmic beings that are projecting out to the macrocosm. So we're a direct reflection of something greater. So as we all, come together as a group consciousness, it's a direct reflection of that. What's happening above is happening below. As above, so below type of energy, right? And so I feel like for you all, the Black Widow in your life is being destroyed. And because she's being destroyed, so are all of your enemies. But I just saw 11:11. It's a new beginning. On top of that, I'm feeling like the Black Widows are the offspring of the larger spirit of the Jezebel spirit. You see what I'm saying? The Jezebel spirit is that energy that's very alluring, is tempting, but I feel like the Jezebel spirit was giving birth to a lot of wickedness, right? And the Black Widow in your life happens to be one of those offspring. And then that Black Widow goes on to give birth spiritually to all of your enemies in your lifetime, not just in this lifetime, but I'm talking about past lives too. And once you cut the cord with that energy and destroy your current connection as well as your past life connection to that energy, then it also